Kia ora. I'm Elvie and welcome back to the channel. Um, I am reviewing this set today, which I'm really excited about because, as you can see, it was 145 New Zealand dollars, and it's the cheapest I've ever seen this set in like a local shop in New Zealand. So yeah, I didn't have to like buy it online or anything, which was a huge bonus. Like I was shocked. So I couldn't pass up the opportunity, and I bought it. It is, yeah, as I said, Winsor & Newton Cotman watercolour set. It is the 46 piece set, as you can see down the bottom here. If you turn it around, it's got all the different colours and their pigments, so I'll just leave it up here for a couple of seconds just so you can pause it and read it if you'd like to. There's some with 3 pigment mixes, but most of them just have 1 or 2, or 3. And then if I go a little closer, you can see that some of them have like the ×2, like the white, the Payne's grey, lemon yellow, ultramarine kind of thing, and then the alizarin crimson. But I think that's enough of the box. Sorry, I'm still a little sick, but I couldn't help myself not like. Well, this is hard to do with one hand. Oh, it's a very similar box to the White Knights. It's got an engraved. Oh, comes with a little brochure. That's cute. This is my first time opening it. Oh, and that just fell on the floor, but that's okay. So this is the set. Oh, this is not a 2-person. This is not a one-hand job. Wait, no, I'm gonna pause it. I'll come back. Oh my goodness! Even with 2 hands, it was such a struggle to open. So I'm gonna sort this out. But for the meantime, I opened up the brochure. It's just got a similar thing that was on the box, which is like information about the colours, and then some like mixing techniques on the back. And it's beautiful. It is all organised. It took me way too long to like put it back in the exact order that it came in, except I put the 5 doubles just down the bottom here because they'll just stay covered up. Now I can do a little tour of the palette. One thing I've noticed is that I've got some space down the side here and space down the side here. So I'm wondering when they're all unpacked, if I could fit 3 more pans down the side. It also comes with a paintbrush. This is a number 3 Cotman. It's a bit small. And like I feel like with this kind of size of a palette, you'd want a bigger brush. Like, and a number 3 is quite limiting. Like maybe a number 6 brush would have been way more appreciated. But it is what it is. Next we have this palette over here. Got the larger one up here and then this one down here. Very, very similar to the White Knights one. So it kind of folds over like this, all up. I don't want to close it because it was really stiff to open earlier and it was just not fun. It's kind of like, it's an alright palette, you know. Like, it is what it is. Now, the next task is unwrapping it, and I will save you guys the pain, and I'll just unwrap them off camera, and then I'll show you guys what it's looking like after. I lied. I'm going to quickly show you what the kind of pan looks like, just for those who haven't seen a Winsor & Newton pan before. It's definitely factory made, and it's like kind of rolled up and then chopped. So it's not poured in. And then on the side here we've got a bit of information about it. The lemon, it's got the name of it and just some other numbers. And then we've on the packaging, if we put that down, it's thinking about it, there we go. We have the series, Winsor & Newton Cotman watercolour, and then we've got the name and then the pigment number and the permanency. Yeah, that's kind of the packaging. It does come with quite a bit of plastic, like that, as well as this, they've all got plastic with them as well, which is not too great for the environment. But we'll continue, we'll push through. With it being factory made, stuff like this can happen, so the actual block of watercolour can just come out of the half pan. This will stop happening once you start using it and the water kind of like melts the paint to the pan, but that just means you'll have to, deal with them like kind of coming out every now and then for the first few times using them. And another stopping, but I'm actually comparing it to the Pueblo half pan here. As you can see, the size of the Winsor & Newton here is much smaller, and that's the same with the half pan itself. It kind of like goes inwards, where this one's like a square, like a rectangle cube. And you get a lot more paint with this one compared to this one. I know this one does go like up a bit, but this one also does the same thing. But the problem with this palette, the palette itself, is that it's quite restricting with what paints you can put in. Like here we have the paint, and it just kind of sits up because the half pan's too big. And that was the same problem with the White Night set, is that you could only fit like certain half pans in the actual palette, which is quite annoying and like restricting, especially if you want to like mix and mingle the palette. It kind of like stops you from doing that, which is really annoying in my opinion, because like, what if I want to try different brands? What if this brand's not working for me, but I don't want to have to fork out another lot for a different palette, Like, I'm paying quite a bit of money for this, so like, why can't it be a bit more inclusive with what half pans I can put in, not just fitting a certain brand kind of thing. That's my grudge against it, because a lot of other palettes, like the metal palettes, they, you can put whatever pans you want in there. And then another thing with this is that for its price, like, it's just quite, I don't know. We'll directly compare some colours to my Pueblo set just sitting on the bench over here, and see how they compare, because they're quite similar, like audiences, like students or people that are just starting out with watercolour and don't want to commit to professional grade paint yet, they want to, but they're done with the really cheap ones, the chalky ones and stuff, so they want to step out and try a different set. So that's kind of the competitor. So we'll review that once I've eventually stopped distracting myself from unpacking these. So I just finished doing the top row, but as you can see, they're kind of like a push closer together, leaving quite an awkward shape at this end. So like, I can fit another half pan, but there's going to be a little space here still, which is going to be a little annoying. And yeah, it's just an observation, and I'm limited to what I can put in this palette, so I can't even put some of my own paint in here. So it's not my favourite, but we'll work with it. We'll keep going. Listen, I know I'm stopping and starting this a lot, but this is, oh, it's dropped, but it's just, what is this? Like, it's got weird white stuff on it, like, bruh. It rubs off, but still, that's a little annoying. And I think it's just like, just disappointing. Okay, look at this beautifulness. I've left these 5 unwrapped, wrapped, as I said earlier that I would. I've got so much space here, I feel like I can fit like 3 more half hands here. But, oh well, it just separates this, I suppose. We've got plenty of rubbish over here, and then plenty of things to put in my scrapbook over here. So I guess the only logical thing is to start swatching. And I'll just show you the book that I'll be using. What a shocker. My Winsor & Newton 100% cotton 200 GMS A5 sketchbook. My favourite one. Best of the best. Such a good price for cotton paper. So, yep, there's so much. So yeah, I'll just fill up a page. I'm not going to bother with writing the names and the pigments, because I've showed you a picture of the order it'll be in much earlier with the pigments that were on the box from earlier. So yeah, I'll just be swatching in that order, kind of just getting a feel for the colours I'll be working with in the painting. So I've got it all set up now. I was thinking I could use this brush, but I don't want to put myself through that, so I'll be using a slightly larger brush. But yeah, no, I'll be going in this order. Boom, boom. I won't swatch the white, won't show up anyway. And I haven't pre-wet these, so I'm hoping for the best here. Oh, my light. So we'll just hope for the best. You can swatch paint however you like, eh? I was thinking I could do something fun, but also my mind is not in a creative mode today. I'm so tired. So I think I'll just do some basic swatching. But that's okay. Because I'll be able to do a painting later. I just hope some of these I hope these re-wet well, like, don't need to be left with water soaking on it, because, yeah, as I said, my spray bottle is broken, so I can't pre-wet them without making an actual mess. So we're working with what we've got. But, yeah. Don't really have much else to say. Like, I've tried Cotman before. I actually had the 12 half pan set. That was like my first good quality set of watercolours. And it was so beautiful. Like, I remember loving it. I learned how to mix neutrals with that palette. Be it roughly, like I used purple instead of ultramarine. But we don't talk about that. It's part of the process, just learning how to colour mix, especially with a limited palette like that. And the only thing I didn't like about the palette was that the sap green, I remember it being really, it was a good colour, but like it wasn't, it was quite light. But my main complaint was that there was a white on the palette. Not even like a grey or a neutral colour or anything. It was just like a white, and I was like, oh, I didn't use it at all. I still have it. It's been like, I think 3 years, and I still have it. It's just wasting away in like a jar of dried out pigments, and which most of those pigments are just different types of white. Have I used this one? No, this is a different one. But yeah, that's my main complaint with the 12 pan set. I actually really like the palette it comes with. It's quite compact for what it is. I don't have it on me, it's back at home in Wanganui, but that's okay. But no, it's a good set. And I think I would recommend it if you're looking for like a first set to get, like your first ever kind of student grade watercolours, and you've got Cotman, you want to get Cotman, and you're like, what kind of Cotman set do I get? You get the 12 pan set. It's cheaper, and you'll get a feel for the paint. Like, you'll be able to see if you actually like the paint. That's the same with the tubes. Get a small selection of tubes rather than like the ones that are pretty colours. Get like standard primary colours. It'll just make painting and mixing colours much easier to learn when you have a good solid set of colours, of fundamental colours. And that's why this 12 set over here, the Pueblo one, as much as I hated the original formula, from like, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, they have reformulated. I still absolutely, like, I love to hate the, like, forest green they've got there, but it's still, like, a good, solid, fundamental selection of colours, so I would recommend that. This is pretty. But I wanted to get this set just because I didn't want to, like, I've got professional paint and I wanted something that I could just use in a sketchbook whenever, whatever, having a large range of paint and just not having to worry about constantly having to mix my colours up just for a quick doodle. So this is a really good set for that, like just a sketchbook set for all my doodles, you know. And yeah, I'm really excited to, you know, have a fresh palette and enjoy these colours, because especially on the cotton paper does help a lot, I will remind you. So the colours are showing up really vividly, but it might be different depending on the paper you're using. But they are showing up really well and without too much issue. Like, I'm just, you know, dabbing my wet brush on it and then kind of like mixing it around a bit, and then that's kind of how it's just like a few seconds, but the paints are activating really well for you know, student grade paint, you know. It's very good. We'll see as we go on to see if it continues. I know some colour. Oh, very impressed by that. And now for the strange looking one over here. Okay, it looks like it was just like filler or binder or something that was just sitting on the top there, because it activates fine. And then got the next colour. Oh, these two look similar. Random. Ooh, I love this colour. It's like Indothrone or something like that. I can never pronounce the name properly. Oh, is it? Maybe it's not. I take back what I said. I'm pretty sure it's like the Prussian blue. Pretty. Next up. This is just like a cheap brush I got for $2. From like the Warehouse Stationery. It is one of my favourite brushes. Just because it's, like, I don't care if it gets ruined because it's just such a cheap brush. But it doesn't molt here, which is the best part of this brush, is it doesn't molt for a cheap brush. It does definitely have like a factory smell to it though. Like, it could also be the Pueblo smell I'm wafting up, but wait, let me just, oh, that stinks. No, these definitely have a factory smell to them, but it's not as strong as the Peplo. And if you're wondering, I am um, watching a bit of Minecraft in the background because I've got to keep myself entertained, just while I was unpacking all the damn half pans. I needed something to watch. I was so bored out of my mind. It's quite a pretty colour, that one. Anyway, we continue. Oh. Last of the greens. Look at us go. Yeah, so this is the sap green. As you can see, it's quite a light green colour. It's nice green, it's just really light. Speaking of light, raw sienna, where are you? It's fine. There's bound to be a couple that are just like, don't want to work, so it's fine. And these two are really similar in colours anyway. This one's just really opaque. Raw umber. Quite a pretty colour. Oh, a nice brown. No, I was not expecting this. That's quite a nice saturated colour. Last row. Oh, she's a stunner. Also really opaque, but still beautiful colour. Oh, speaking of saturation, this is what I was missing with the raw umber. Oh no, sorry, the raw sienna. Did I just watch that? I don't think I did. Maybe I did. Oh no, this is the Van Dyke. Oh, no, that's the Van Dyke. My goodness, that's Van Dyke brown, that's umber maybe? You know what? It's fine. No one needs to know. It's not that important anyway. Oh, I have 3 colours left to swatch. I should have made the swatches a little smaller. Oh well. And there we have it. There are the swatches. Now for the painting. I'll do a sketch off camera because this video is getting slightly longer than I'd like. And then we can do a quick painting. I'll give you my thoughts and opinions, which I already have kind of given, but that's okay. That's beside the point. This is the beautiful quick sketch that I have come up with. It is based off a beautiful picture I took at home. Now, I'm not used to these colours, and I'm really just wanting to do this quick because it's about lunchtime, and as important as filming this is, I also really want lunch. So we're gonna I'm gonna push through. Gonna do a beautiful yet quick painting. Oh, it's way too blue. Yeah, no, like this is a size. What size is that? This is a size 4, so this is one size larger than the brush that they gave, and I'm just like, it's still like slightly too small, but it's way better than just sticking with the size 3 brush they gave us in this palette, which I'm still quite annoyed at. I'm like, bro, you've got the resources to give me a larger brush, please. And that's the same with the travel set, like the 12 pan set. Is that like they gave you like a size 2 brush? Like, what are you meant to do with a size 2 brush? It's just it's definitely a peeve of mine. It's just like, give me the resources to like create large paintings, you know? Like, I need a bigger brush to cover more area. Like, it's not that hard, please. But oh well, it is what it is, I suppose. And then the purple. Oh, that's quite a rich purple. Now, I could give this more detail, but sometimes the simple paintings are the nice paintings. Of course, it's not done yet, but it's, you know, it's getting there. I'm sorry, I'm not even showing you what I'm mixing. I'm just showing you my hand, like, moving away. Multitasking, not a skill, not a big, great skill of mine. Kind of want to create like different browns and stuff and this kind of foliage. Now that's the problem with having the extra spaces. That I just like the peeving. And on that note, that's pretty fun. I'll do a quick background wash. Bit more brown. That is something nice about this palette, is that it's got a large mixing area that I can just mix all the colours in together. that, to me, is done. So thank you guys for watching this quite long video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a lovely day, afternoon, evening, whatever. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.